I don't understand what you're saying right now. Can you speak how people speak?
You have a very serious disease. It's called AML. It's a form of leukemia.
This George Simmons. Hey, man, how you doing, man? I'm a big fan of you.
So, King, tell us a little bit about your experience shooting on the set of Funny People with Adam Sandler.
Well, Jax, very interesting story. Actually a super cool story. So basically, it's ironic because it was one of the coolest stories in the world. Because this, for one, that was always one of my dreams that I wanted to come true. I always wanted to do a movie with Adam Sandler. He's one of the best comedians I've ever seen in my decade of comedy, and big fan of Adam Sandler. And I always told myself I gotta do a movie with Adam Sandler. So I had just finished up a movie called Preacher's Kid that was on BET, which was kind of ironic because that particular movie was supposed to be with Darius from Did I Do That? What's that movie name?
Oh, you talking about you were talking about Jaleel White that played Urkel
Darius
on
McCrae.
Oh,
Darius
yeah.
McCrae. Yeah.
Oh, Eddie Winslow.
Eddie Winslow. So Eddie Winslow was supposed to play the part of my character in Preacher's Kid. But Phaedra Harris is one of the biggest casting agents in LA at that time. And I guess it wasn't enough money for Darius McCrae, right? So she called me. She said it was an in-town job. I knocked it down. Great movie. It ended up going for 6 years. I had finished it, made the money. Me and my son was in Hollywood. Actually was tapped at that time, and I really needed a part. So me and my son, we was about to be evicted, right? And it was the coolest story in the world. So at the time, I was living with some good friends, the twins, and everybody remember my story. I always walk with the twins, Marlon and Michelle, two female singers that opened up for me when I did my comedy show, and they were staying with me, and my older brother was there. And I was very frustrated. I actually had one of the crew members of the group for the future, which was Acting Up, a good friend of mine, now a group member of mine. And I told myself when I was about to leave out, my brother and the twins always rode with me, and they was like, yo, King, where you going? I said, I'm about to go put myself in a white movie. That's the exact words that I used that day.
Wow.
I'm about to go put myself in a white movie. And they started laughing at me. And I said, watch it, I manifest. So Acting Up called me, and he was like, I called Acting Up because Acting Up, me and Act was like this. We was tied to the hip back then. And his car had broke down. And anytime my car back then, you know, money was funny. About to be evicted, got my son, Acting Up. That was my partner in crime. You know, he was Batman and Superman. And his car had broke down, and I called him up and told him I'm about to go to the Improv. So we always look out for each other. And I know his Saab, he was taking me home and he messed up his car. So I called Act and I said, hey, I'm about to go do some comedy, man. You want me to pick you up? You know, drop him off one of his little friend's house, a little girlfriend house, and I'll pick you up afterwards because he was pissed at his car. So I was going to look out for him. So he said, yeah, come scoop me up. So when I picked him up, I said, you want me to drop you off one of your friend's house? I'm about to go to the Improv. He's like, nah, kind of pissed. I want some comedy too. So me and Acting Up, we rode down to the Hollywood Improv on Melrose. And I'm a favorite at the Hollywood Improv. And I went up in there, and me and Act walked in the building. When we got there, when we drove up, we noticed that there was like, you know, the whole movie scene going on, the trailers. They had the big cone, the big pipes going into the building. I guess that's like for the smoke. And we looked at each other, and I said, hey, Act was like, they filming a movie. I was like, you think? And I was like, I'm about to go put myself in that movie, brother. Watch this. He said, no, we gonna get in the movie. I said, no, I'm going to get in the movie, right? Because it was about comedy. Mm-hmm. So we walk in the building, and I run into Rita, which is one of the managers, and everybody know Rita around there. And Rita walks up to me and she was like, I'm sorry, King, we're closed today. We're filming a movie. And I told her my exact words was, I know, I'm in it. And she was like, you're not in the movie. I didn't see your name on any of the rosters, King. And I was like, no, trust me, I'm in the movie. He was like, no, you're not. I said, Rita, trust me, I'm in this movie. I'm in this movie. And we looked at the little paperwork and it said Adam. She was like, you know Adam? And I was like, oh yeah, I know Adam 100%. So the first AD came out. If anybody ever been to the Hollywood Improv, it's a long hallway, right, going into the main showroom. And the first AD came out and she seen me and she was like, oh my God, you're here. You're here. You ready to film? I'm gonna go get Judd Apatow. And I looked at Acting Up. He looked at me. I looked at Rita and she was like, oh, okay, King, VIP status. I said, yeah, I told you I was in the movie, Rita, right? So the young lady, she bring me down the hallway. She had me stand in the door. I'm standing there. And my buddy Acting Up, which I'm 6'4", Acting Up is 6'5". He's standing right behind me. So Judd comes out and he's standing right directly in front of me. And he started looking around me like this. And he said, you're not Dave Chappelle.
Wow.
And I said, I know, but I'm one of the funniest brothers in the country, hands down. And I'm here to get in your movie. And he was like, I like you. And then Acting Up jumped in front of me and put his arms like this. And he said, how can we get King in this movie? And he said, you know what? I like you. I'm going to give you 6 minutes. So I went in the showroom, had Judd Apatow. They had
Judd Apatow?
Judd Apatow.
Yeah.
They had his wife. That's in Funny People. Mm-hmm. Adam's love interest. That is his wife. They had Seth Rogen. They had, what's the other little fat one named?
Jonah Hill?
Jonah Hill.
Wow.
They had the little Indian in there.
Come on, Aziz Ansari?
Aziz Ansari. Thank you so much. Ziza was in there. And I went up on stage, destroyed it, standing room, standing ovation, 6 minutes. And right after that, they took me out of there. After I did it, standing ovation, they took me up the street, put me in a van, took me up the street, and I signed my papers. So I was in the movies, right? So wait for it. The story gets a little thicker. So I go home. Next day, I get a call on my phone. So in LA, I'm known for to be a jokester. So when people call, or I would call people, my mom, different people, and I would use different voices and act like they want some money or the bank got a check for you.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, this is Tom Simpson, and I have a check for you guys down here in the amount of $1,250. Where do we send this to?
So I would always trick people and do stuff like that, right?
Okay.
So I'm sitting up there and I'm chilling in the house, and like I say, I'm super happy. I'm like, yeah, I'm in a movie. And I get a telephone call, and the telephone rings, and I'm just about to leave. If y'all remember back in the day, the house phone has that long cord on it. So I put the extra long cord on it because it was one of the whole phones about that thick, right? And you just slid on there, but it had the long cord because when I was in the kitchen, I like to walk far with it. So it was kind of messed up. So telephone rings, I answer the phone. It's like, hi, is King there? Is King Kedar there? And I said, speaking. He said, this is Adam Sandler. And I went right into it. I was like, get out of here. You ain't no Adam Sandler. Go ahead. I'm the jokester, brother. You can't get me. Yo, what you want? I'm about to roll out. Who is this for real? He said, this is Adam Sandler. I said, come on, man. Stop playing. This ain't no damn Adam Sandler. Stop playing, my nigga. I said it just like that. Stop playing, my nigga. And then he goes, this is Adam Sandler. I'm about to hang up. And I was like, Adam? He was like, yeah. I said, my bag, Adam. Hey, how you doing, brother? He said, what's going on, King? I just seen a video of what you did down at the Improv. I love your work. I want to put you in a better scene. Would you like to do a scene with me in the movie? And I was like, oh my God, Adam, that's my dream come true. Of course I do. He said, can you be down here tomorrow? I said, I sure can. And he was like, all right, I'm going to have my people give you a call and set up all the information. And I see you there. Congratulations. Hung up the phone. Praise God. I dropped on my knees in the kitchen. Thank you so much, Jesus. Double blessings, double blessings.
Amazing.
Right? So I go down there. They call me. I go down to the set, and it was so freaking cool because when I got down to the set, it was like at a mall somewhere down by Culver City where they did that scene that I'm in. And when I got there, I promise you, Jax, it was King Day. So I walk in there, I took my son. I had him put on his, my son, he was young. I think Dre was about 14, 15 at that time. And I put him in his best clothes, of course. Dre wear this, I wore this. We both went down there fresh. I get down there, Dre sitting up there playing his game as usual. And then Judd and Adam came up to me and everybody was like, King is here, King is here, King is here, King is here. Everybody was saying, King is here. I was like, whoa, I've arrived, because everybody was saying my name. So cool. So he walks up to me and they said, who's this little guy? And I said, that's my son. And then they started whispering to each other, him and Judd. And he was like, Adam said, come here, King. And I said, what's up, Adam? And it was like when we met, it was like we came off like friends, and that's how I meet people. So he was like, King, come here. I was like, what up, Adam? He was like, hey, wouldn't that be a cool thing if we put your son in as your real son in the movie? You think he'd want to do it? And I was like, let me ask him, because that's the type of father I am. Walked up to Andre. I said, yo, Dre, you want to be in the movie with me? You want to play my son in the movie? He's like, come on, Dad, I am your son. I said, I know, but you want to play my son in the movie? He was like, yeah. So nice. He put me and the son in the movie. That movie, Funny People, is the movie that made me SAG eligible. And I had done a lot of stuff, but I wasn't SAG eligible. Once you're SAG eligible, you don't have to pay as much money. If you get into SAG now, it's about $3,000 to $4,000 to get into SAG. So I was blessed to get in the movie. We did the scene up close with Adam, and the scene was very, very genuine. If you ever seen Funny People, which is playing in the back, Adam knew that my dream had come true when I did that movie, because when I met him, it was like, hey, this is my dream come true. And he walked down the hall. That was the scene. If you seen the beginning of the movie, which was cool, and when they did the premiere, my son was late from school because something happened. So I missed my scene at the premiere. But then as soon as it came out, I purchased it and I went to the movie, and I noticed that I was the first scene close to the beginning of the movie. So Adam goes into the doctor. He finds out that he has cancer. Then he walks to the mall. He runs into his family, which is me, King Kedar, my son, King Jr., and my fake wife. And if you ever seen that scene, that's me, my son, and my wife. And we take pictures with Adam Sandler, and I embrace him, give him a hug, and you can feel the love on there. And I believe, if my story is correct, I believe that movie came out during the holidays. It was epic. My family loved it. The cool part about it, I never said nothing about it. I let people just see it, and that's the best way to do it. Nice. Funny People. That's my story, King Kedar. Hello.
Did you do that in one take, or was that multiple takes?
Actually, I believe I done that scene in one take, because if you watch the movie, me and my son was authentic. And I say it like that not to be bragging, because my son has always been a natural. If you watch the movie, you see the kid that's with me. And as the wife, my fake wife, is taking a picture, my son plays it so natural because he's looking in the camera and chewing a stick of gum as he's looking in the camera with his mom. And then I jump in the camera and take the picture of Adam Sandler. And I see him, I point him out, and me and my son does a little skip. Beautiful execution. Me and my junior, we did a movie with Adam Sandler. Judd really liked me. He put me in if you go up to their site, you see a picture of me and Adam in there. So it was the coolest thing in the world. Adam, if you see this, I'm ready to do another movie with you. I know y'all think I disappeared, but I haven't. Hey, it's King Kedar. What's up, Jax? What's your next question?
How was the vibes on the set as far as working with the crew and everything like that day? Was it a hectic, fast-paced site that day, or was it slow and moderate, or was people upset? Was everybody happy?
No, well, actually, Jax, I get the question. It was a wonderful, wonderful day. Actually, I'm a spiritual man. It was beautiful because, like I said, when I first came to the set, you could hear, my son could literally hear people saying, King is here, King is here, King is here. The King is here. That's all they said. The King is here. So it was like epic.
Were you nervous whenever they yelled action?
Not at once, because I knew I had arrived. And back then I was on my struggle. Like I say, I had been evicted. I told myself at that time in my life, before I had change in years to come, I said if I wasn't going to make it off of film, television, movies, I wasn't going to make it. So at that time, that's when I was, I didn't pay my rent. So it was time to get out. And they told me, you know, they loved me. Everybody knew I was an actor. I was very, very nice that time. I could sell well to a water. So, I could sell, water to a well. And, that check that they gave me that day paid my rent and left $3,000 in my pocket. So me and my son was back in the game, but the set was perfect. Everybody was cool. That was my day because that whole scene was surrounded around that scene and 2 other scenes. And those were the only scenes that they did that day. So that whole scene was set up for King Kedar. And, it was amazing.
Nice. All right. So my last question would be, what did you learn and take away from that experience?
I took from that to honestly, truly believe in yourself. Never give up the faith. Anything in your heart you believe, you can conceive and you can achieve it for the simple fact that you have to manifest what you really want. So at the beginning of that story, I said it. I said, and that was my objective to be, and the only reason I say in a white movie, we know you got your B movies, you got your A movies. I wanted to be in a big boy movie where I was one of the only brothers in the movies because we know how it is out here in the world. So if it's a couple of brothers and everybody was in Funny People from Eminem, George Wallace, every damn comedian you can think of, but it wasn't that many brothers. And I was one of the brothers that was in that movie. So truly thankful. Always keep your eyes and ears open. Play chess, not checkers. When you out in these streets and you in the business, don't worry about what people think. Stay on your vision, stay on your heart, and always manifest and make your dreams come true. That's what I learned that day.
All right. Thank you, King Kedar, for sharing.
Deuces. Adam, I'm looking for you. Ready to do another one, baby. King Kedar.